Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I'm going to be talking about the best guns in each category for Battlefield 4. So this goes through assault rifles, carbines, shotguns, DMRs, sniper rifles, light machine guns, PDWs, even pistols. And for each category, I will briefly explain why I think that gun is the best in its own category. Now the first gun I'm starting with is in the carbine category. This is the AK-5C. Not really a huge surprise here. It's one of the most popular guns in the entire game because it can be used for any class. It's incredibly versatile. It's got a nice 700 round per minute rate of fire with a stupidly fast reload of 1.85 seconds. The thing that makes this gun so good is that it's incredibly accurate. It has very little recoil. You can put a few attachments on there to even make that recoil better. Personally, I like to put a flash hider on here and a stubby grip to try and improve the accuracy at range. You can really put whatever attachments you want on this gun to better fit your play style, because it really is just one of the most versatile guns in the entire game. This is without question my go-to engineer setup for all Conquest games. I'll run a rocket launcher and the AK-5C, and it's just a really great, well-balanced kit. If you want to play some aggressive recon, again, the AK-5C is a great little carbine to run with. Now, if the AK-5C isn't particularly your thing, the ACWR brings a bit more power for close quarter combat. It's a very good carbine. The ACE-21 is also a very good carbine, giving you a much bigger magazine of 35 rounds plus one in the chamber. Now let's move over to the engineer specific weapons. These are the PDWs. You have some very interesting options here. All of these guns are geared very much for close quarters. They have high rates of fire, not great damage at long range, and usually very good hip fire. Without question, my favorite gun for this category is the CZ3A1. This gun shoots 1,000 rounds per minute, does 25 damage maximum, is a 30 round magazine. It is unstoppable in close quarters. Now the way I like to outfit it, and I've actually talked about this in a video, I put the laser sight on there to get better hip fire, but you can actually control this gun and aim down sights quite well if you put a compensator on there and an angled foregrip to deal with the just crazy high first shot recoil. This way, if you aim down sights, you can actually have a gun that's going to outdamage most assault rifles, even at medium range. Now, unfortunately, PDWs are not universal weapons like they used to be in Battlefield 3, and so you're only going to use it when you're playing the engineer class and you want to do a lot of close quarter infantry killing. But for that, it is just absolutely amazing. It's got a 1.9 second reload. It's really a lot of fun, and if you haven't tried it yet, you must. Next up, we have bolt action sniper rifles, and my favorite is the SRR-61. Now, the Gol Magnum came out recently, and I would say that's probably my second favorite sniper rifle. It's very good, but the SRR-61 offers something that not a lot of sniper rifles offer, and that is the absolute minimum bullet drop, maintaining a very high minimum damage of 59. There is a gun out there that has lesser bullet drop than this one, the FYJS. The only problem is that at extreme ranges, it only does 36.6 damage, so you can't one-shot headshot. So the SRR-61 is the least bullet drop for a one-shot headshot at any range, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Just aim for the head, any range pretty much, and you'll get your headshot. Extreme distance shooting, you might have to aim a little bit above their heads, but for the most part, it's going to be one of the easiest long-range sniper rifles to use and get kills consistently with. Now, the big downside to this one is the rate of fire. You only get 40 rounds per minute, which is very slow for a bolt action sniper rifle. And when you compare it to a gun like the Gol Magnum, which is easily my second favorite sniper rifle again, this one shoots 60 rounds per minute, and it has a 580 meters per second bullet velocity, which is only marginally slower than the SRR-61. So Gol Magnum's still very good at long range, but it has a significantly faster rate of fire, and that is something that can be a little bit tricky with the SRR-61. You really just have to not miss your shots. Now, how about some guns that are a bit more forgiving with their accuracy? LMGs. They have lots of bullets, they fire really fast, they're only for the support class, and in my opinion, the AWS is not only the best support gun out there, it's one of the best guns in the game. It has a 780 round per minute rate of fire, which makes it very lethal in close quarters, but what really makes this gun stand out is its very, very low recoil that allows you to be incredibly precise at medium and even longer ranges. I feel like I can take out targets no problem at pretty much any sort of distance. Up against assault rifles, up against people with DMRs, this thing just feels spot on accurate, and I never really feel outclassed in any gunfight. Close quarters, medium range, long range, the AWS does it all, and it does it really well. As for attachments on this weapon, I like to put a stubby grip and flash hider. Occasionally, if I'm feeling like being sneaky, I will put a suppressor on here, and you have just got one lethal stealth gun. Now let's switch gears and talk about designated marksman rifles. Unfortunately, DMRs have just had a huge downfall since Battlefield 3. They used to be very good in BF3. I would not call them overpowered, but definitely very usable. Now I would say they're pretty much useless, and unfortunately one of the best guns in this class is still a difficult weapon to use. The SKS offers the highest rate of fire out of any of the DMRs at 333 rounds per minute, and it still has a 3-shot kill at any range, just like any of the other DMRs out there. Its accuracy is pretty much on par with most of them, maybe a little bit less accurate. You can compensate for that with a heavy barrel if you really want to, or you can do what I do, which is put a muzzle brake and angled foregrip on there to really reduce the recoil on this thing and allow you to just spam fire, because unfortunately that's what you need to do with this gun to get any kills. 3 shots to take somebody down, you gotta fire this thing as fast as possible because you're going up against full auto assault rifles. Now you'll notice I even relied on the 93R a bit here to try and take out some opponents. The 93R, in my opinion, is one of the best pistols out there. It's incredibly reliable. Burst fire allows you to use it a bit like a traditional pistol, but 3-round burst allows you to drop opponents in close quarters very quickly. And moving on to the shotgun category. Surprisingly, what I think is one of the best shotguns in the game is also one of my least used weapons in the game. That is the QBS-09. This thing just has an incredible combination of pellets per shot and rate of fire, giving it maximum killability for minimal amounts of opponents. And I say that because you only get 6 shots. Now you can still reload those shots at a very quick rate of 0.6 seconds per shot, but still, if you get a big flank behind some players, say there's 3 or 4 guys, you're not going to have a lot of ammo to deal with all of them, so you may even have to switch to your sidearm when getting massive flanks on players, or just hope you can reload fast enough. You can certainly play around with attachments on this gun, use whatever you like, it's going to be good no matter what. But what I like to use is the full choke, so I can kind of bring that spread down, make it more accurate. It shoots 11 pellets per shot. So if you can densify that into one area, you can increase the range at which this can one-shot somebody. And then if you want, the ergo grip will allow you to get better accuracy while on the move, which is very important for shotgun users. Now, for the most part, I'm really not a big fan of shotgun use in Battlefield 4, simply because it really does illustrate how bad the netcode in this game is. But if you're going to have a shotgun, you may as well use something like the QBS-09 because it's going to give you a lot of follow-up shots. It's going to make you rage a little less hard than a pump action would. And last but certainly not least, we're on to assault rifles, and I don't think anybody's going to be too surprised when I say the Ace-23 is, in my opinion, the best assault rifle out there. Now, the Ace-23 doesn't do anything the best, but it's very good in every category when it comes to reload speed, accuracy, and rate of fire. It's a really, really well-rounded assault rifle. It's going to allow you to do good at pretty much any range. Now, if you want to mix it up and do really well for close quarters, then the AEK-971 is absolutely going to decimate your opponents. If you want to get a little bit longer range, the M416 is not a bad option by any means. So there's certainly a lot of options in the assault class, but if you can't decide, the Ace-23 is never going to be a bad choice. As for the way to run this gun, I personally like the stubby grip and the muzzle brake. Combining them allows me to control the gun a bit better and still maintain decent accuracy. There's plenty of ways to run this weapon. I've seen people use it with the ergo grip and the angled foregrip. It really all just kind of caters to your play style and how good you are at controlling recoil. And as for optics, obviously you've seen me run a lot of Cobra sights on the guns here. Cobra really is my favorite sight. As you can see, that red dot is very easy to see in all situations, no matter how much stuff is blowing up or how much screen shake is going on. I always seem to be able to maintain the position of my Cobra optic. So now that you've heard my list of what the best guns for each category are, it doesn't necessarily mean go out and play with each one of them. I would recommend trying them out, but if you really do like certain playstyles that aren't necessarily facilitated by the guns I have recommended, then by all means play with something else. There's a lot of really good alternative options out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if anything, I would hope that you keep yourselves open to trying a lot of different guns out there and not just focusing in on one specific type of weapon all the time. It'll make you a better player in the long run. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.